Do you know where your food comes from? More specifically, do you know where your seafood comes from? In the United States alone, we eat 15.8 pounds per person of seafood annually, and 91% of our seafood comes from other countries. Part of the reason for this has been our inability to sustainably harvest sea life from the ocean, which has led to many fishery collapses. One of the few fisheries, though, that we still have going for us is the sea scallop industry. It brings in about $500 million a year. And a lot of the financial success is owed to the use of fishery closures. Now, how and why exactly these closures work, we're not sure, but one possible explanation might be that they allow scallops to have lots and lots and lots of sex. Now, my thesis focuses on whether or not population density, or the distance between individual scallops, affects the ability of eggs to be fertilized by sperm. Now, why would distance matter? Scallops release sperm and egg into the water column. This is called broadcast spawning, and actually a lot of marine animals do it this way. Now, as you can imagine, if scallops are very far apart from one another, their eggs and sperm may never meet in the currents of the ocean. Now, if you take this up to a population level, and you have a huge, dense bed of scallops, and a fisherman comes along and takes them away, the very few that are left behind are probably scattered far and wide, and their eggs and sperm may never meet again to form new baby scallops that should really end up on your dinner plate wrapped in bacon. Now, to test this, I took little baskets of scallop eggs and hung them next to different sized populations of spawning scallop males. I measured the percentage of eggs fertilized by sperm. In the large populations, we had a much higher percentage of eggs fertilized than in the smaller populations. Now, in this experiment, we hung these scallops in nets, and scallops can swim, but in the nets, they couldn't move very far. So we tried this again on the seafloor where they could move. We had very different results. A population a tenth the size of a bigger one had the same percentage of eggs fertilized. What this tells us is that there's scallop behavior, biology, and environmental factors affecting reproduction, and that reproductive success is not just based on population density. Realizing that the ecology and biology of marine organisms is a very complex process is critical to developing sustainable fishery practices and sustainable aquaculture practices for the future so that our grandchildren and their children might be able to get 91% of their seafood from their own country instead of from across the world. Thank you.